In an effort to keep ahead of the chaos, I've worked really hard at developing skills and habits and tried to design my life in a way that makes it more manageable, allowing me to be in control. My motto has quickly become, fake it till you make it, because if you can convince others that you've got it figured out, pretty soon you'll convince yourself too. Don't hustle hard, hustle smart. Many of us, I think especially in agriculture, suffer from what I like to call old farmer syndrome. You know, the idea that your self-worth is directly related to how hard you work. For generations of farmers before us, it's likely true that hard work and long hours is what got you ahead. If you worked harder, hustled harder, and grew more turnips than your neighbor, awesome, you win. And many of us have inherited this mentality from our parents and our grandparents. If you're like me, it's ingrained in you to feel that unless you're doing it all yourself, you're not really doing it. Unless you're the hardest working person, then you're somehow coming up short. Well, times have changed, and we need to get rid of this notion. In an age of technology and automation, and where there's an app for everything, it pays to think more strategically and not just work hard for the sake of hard work. And the simple way of doing this, in my mind, is delegating. Break down what needs to be done on your farm and in your life, figure out what you can and want to handle, and anything outside of that has to go. Number 2, be your own CEO. A CEO of a company is defined as a person who sets the strategy and direction of a company, decides the company's priorities and values, and allocates capital. I've come to the realization that you have to run your life like the CEO of a business, not in the cold calculating sense, but in the way that means you put thought and strategy into your daily decisions. Number 3, she's awesome, you are also awesome. Nothing ruins your self-confidence more than comparing your life to someone else's. We really shouldn't compare ourselves to the awesome people around us because we are all awesome, just in different ways. Number 4, just own it. The thing that helped me the most to overcome this frequent feeling of being a total imposter was when I realized just how common it is. If you Google imposter syndrome, you'll get pages of articles describing how lots of smart, talented, famous, and accomplished people describe the same feelings about their lives and careers. It's a very common thing that we experience. And I decided that if all these insanely talented people can feel that way and talk about it, then so can I. There is no point in pretending that you have it figured out. That's not going to help anyone. So now I embrace it for what it is. Sometimes life is overwhelming and you feel like a total fraud, but then sometimes you get asked to speak in front of a room full of 430 talented women and you feel like maybe it's not so bad. We had a business development manager from a bank out for a meeting at our farm recently. He was genuinely impressed with what we had done in our operation. He complimented us and said, "I just don't know how you do it with the business and 5 kids. It's amazing." I just smiled and said, "I actually have no idea what I'm doing. I am just faking." He laughed because he thought I was kidding. I'd like to thank you so much for your time today.